Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Dylan Schneider. Be sure to check out Lost in a Small Town on all streaming platforms. Let's get buzzed.
Lost in a small town, rolling up and down these roads that I grew up on. You can say it's all these memories, what we used to be, keeping me from moving on. I ain't crazy, but I feel crazy, baby.
All right, Dylan, I love your new track, Lost in a Small Town. Tell me about the day that you started working on the track.
So it was an interesting process. Like I had the title, and all the way from the very beginning, we kind of were talking about it, and we were writing a different song at the time. And I remember we kind of finished that one up almost. We had the second verse left to write. And we went home that night, and me and my buddy that I was living with, were kind of like talking about it, trying to piece lines together. And I said, she's the type of girl that'll leave you lost in a small town. And after I said that, I was just like, wait, no, let's write that line again, because I want to take that phrase and use it as its own title and write a song to that. So we took it into my producer, which is the same dude we were writing the last song with, and told him about it. And we also had James McNair in the room, so it was me, Gabe Faust, Mark Holman, and James, and kind of gave him the whole spiel of like what we were thinking, where we wanted to go. And they had a track ready, and we started writing to that track, but it didn't really fit the vibe that we wanted to, I guess, chase. And a couple days after we had finished that song, and I looked at Gabe, because Gabe's my roommate. We grew up together writing songs and everything like that. And I was like, do you like Lost in a Small Town? I was like, do you think it's good enough? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, what if I told you I didn't? I was like, what if I said I think we should redo it again? And then he's like, yeah, honestly, he's like, I don't like it. He's like, I don't know why I told you I did. He's like, I agree with you. He's like, we should do it again. So we went back in and kind of just told him, we got to start from ground zero and just like build it back up. And we kind of did that, and we had a whole new chord structure, chose all new lyrics. Everything was different, and the hook was the main thing that we wanted to kind of come back around to, which was since you've been nowhere to be found, I've been lost in a small town. And it ended up working out, and we wrote that one that day, and it is what it is now. And I'm so happy, because the first one, I don't even think I would have put it out, but if I did, it just kind of would have been an upset. I feel like it wouldn't have been what it is right now. I'm very, very proud of that song. I think it's something special.
I think it is too.
Thank you.
I mean, is it something that you can relate to? I know you grew up in a small town in Indiana.
Yeah, definitely. And my grandparents are from Illinois, so I was always in like small towns, and I just know that feel and that energy. So I definitely relate to it in that sense. But like as far as like the breakup, I've kind of told this story a couple of times over the last couple of weeks. I feel like just talking to people about it, but I was like always the guy on the sidelines, I feel like, as far as like relationships and like people going through things. So it was good that like I was like a shoulder for people to lean on. And I heard all these stories, like all the time. So it kind of like I had a understanding and a feeling of like what to say. And like, I don't know, it's just writing songs to me is kind of like, writing a TV show or a movie or anything. It's like you don't have to go through it to write it. You're kind of just telling a story, whether it's somebody else's or it's something you create. But I mean, at this point, when we had written the song, I had never been like on that side of a breakup or been through a breakup where it really like, jerks you. And like, I don't know, after COVID, I had dated this girl for like a year and a half almost. And, we kind of like had a mutual like splitting, and it was kind of hard. So now I like realize like what it feels like to go back home to my hometown. It's rough going back up there. It's like weird. It's like an eerie feeling, and you drive around and you're like, oh, I hope I don't see their car. I don't want to run into them anywhere. And I know how that feels a little bit now, but at the time I didn't. So I have a new respect and understanding for what the song says, for sure.
It almost has like a new passion that you can have behind whenever you sing this song in the future.
Absolutely, yeah. And I have a new, love for writing breakup songs and just kind of like getting over you songs now. That's like all I write. I feel like that's all we talk about.
Really inspired?
Yeah, definitely. There's gonna be a lot of that in the future, for sure.
Looking forward to that. Are there any spots in your hometown that you're like, there's too many memories there, I'm just going to avoid that area?
Man, it's kind of all over. I guess one in particular was, there's this like park called Fairbanks Park, and we used to always go there. And like, that's just kind of like a no. Like, especially because like back in the past, I had done a music contest there, and I ended up getting second in my home. Like, it was like the radio station putting it on and stuff. I think I kind of got like snubbed. Everybody says I did, but it's fine. It's neither here nor there. So I did that at that little amphitheater they have in that park, and then we'd always like go. We'd get takeout during COVID and everything. Is like just go order your food, get takeout, and then drive and eat it in your car somewhere. So we were always going out there, and we were always taking walks and stuff. That's kind of like just a spot where I just don't like to be around, for sure.
Totally understand that. Now when you listen to the song, what do you hear? Is there something that really speaks to you?
Um, I guess it's probably, I would say probably the second verse the most. I like it a lot. But still hear your voice cutting through the trees, every twist, every turn, floating on the breeze. Like driving around and everything like that. Just, I do it all the time. I don't know why. I feel like it's kind of like a therapeutic thing. Maybe just like, especially like I had this conversation about writing songs in general and just saying things. It's kind of like nice to like have people to talk to about it, like just in that sense, and you don't even really realize you're doing it. And then you write a song or you listen to the song and you're like, oh man, I kind of got a lot out there. I feel better. So like, I guess like just that sense of like driving around. It's like, you know, I always feel like I see you in the passenger seat, you know, or like you should be there, or like everywhere we go, you know, I see your, you know, memory and everything. I guess that whole sentiment, that idea is just something that's so real. I feel like, and feel it every day, especially going back there.
Yeah, I love your songwriting process. I think it's
Thank
really
you.
cool. How do you feel and create that like vulnerable space within your writing room?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like with that song and with so many others that I go in with Gabe. We kind of just, you know, start the idea ourselves back, you know, at our house and work on things and get the whole idea structured and take it in. And it's kind of like people just kind of evolve around that, you know, which is good because like we have basically what we want to do and the groundwork, and then everybody can just go from there, and they kind of always catch the vibe and always feel it. And I'm very, very like, especially over the last couple of years, I've taken a lot more time to like really look at people and be like, yeah, I don't think that's the line we should use, you know, like even if it's just taking like 3 to 4 hours, you know, you want to go in and write in like 2 hours and be done, you know, or 3 is like the max usually, but sometimes if you're onto something, I'm always down to take a little bit extra time and, you know, chase for those lines and make sure it's all good. And always go back in, you know, at the end of the day. But I don't know, I guess it's just the patience and like everybody kind of getting on the same page. It takes a minute sometimes, but everybody seems to, you know, fall into place.
Baby, how am I lost in a small town? Rolling up and down these roads that I grew up on. You can say it's all these memories, what we used to be, keeping me from moving on.
You're going to play a little game based off the title of your song, and it's going to be called If You Were Lost in a Small Town, What Would You Rather Do?
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So let's pretend you were lost in a small town. Would you rather grab a drink at a local bar or ask the cute girl that you see on the side of the road for directions?
I'd probably rather just grab a drink at the local bar, I'll be honest.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. I just, yeah, sometimes I play it safe. I don't know. I'm not really, I don't chase too much. I don't go after, I've never been that type of guy. You know, I don't feel like
Yeah, you
anybody
said you were
wants
on
to
the
come
sidelines
out.
before.
Yeah, I don't think anybody ever wants to come out and kind of say that. I mean, it's been fun meeting new people. I've kind of, for the first time in my life, done that, like lately after my last relationship, and I've met new people in Nashville, and, you know, people coming into town. It's cool to like hear their story and like talk to new people, but I'm never like out to like, you know, go chase anybody or like get after it, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you agree with me on this one. Is it weird to talk to people again right now, like to talk to strangers? Because I feel like we were so like closed off and locked in our own houses for a year, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, how do I small talk again?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know, I guess it kind of depends on, for me, I'm somebody that like is really comfortable doing it as long as the other person gives off the energy that they're comfortable doing. You know what I mean?
Feel
like,
the vibe.
I feel like some people just aren't that good, and it's fine. You know, it's just like that's just not their thing. But I'm really somebody that's like that. So like, I haven't had much trouble unless I'm having, you know, a hard time getting through to them, and I can't just, you know, get a hook in them. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, but other than that, like, it's been cool. I mean, it's been fine for me. But I have seen a lot of, you know, articles and stuff where people talk about it, and I totally understand it. It's weird to get back into the swing of things like that, you know, after such a secluded time.
Absolutely. All right, next one. If you were lost in a small town, would you rather explore the outdoors in nature or go find the best local food?
I'd rather explore the outdoors in nature.
What would you do?
I don't know. It just everywhere we go, it's always kind of like me. I'm never like somebody chasing down the best food. You know, I don't know. I guess I just end up where I end up, and you know that's just what I eat. But I know so many people that are foodies. Like my cousin's like that, and like he's like, oh, we gotta go here, we gotta go here. I'm the type of dude like I could be in any town and I'll just go to like Buffalo Wild Wings or something.
Yeah.
Or Chick-fil-A. You know, something that I know. Like I don't have to go to like some hometown like thing where it's like the biggest, you know, deal. But I love to like just go to new places, especially like parts of the country that I've never been. Like I remember we go out to Colorado. We went to the Garden of the Gods out there in Colorado Springs, and then up in Northern California, we went to the Redwood Forest, and that was amazing. I just like to go around, stuff like that and check it out, and even like small towns, like just checking out the town square and like seeing all the history and everything like that. That's my favorite stuff.
So walking and exploring.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. On that same note, if you were lost in a small town, would you rather go hiking or fishing?
Probably fishing. Yeah,
fishing?
Bass fishing. Yeah.
Do you have any like past cool memories of fishing, or does fishing bring back any special memories?
It was cool. Like back where I used to live in Indiana, there was like this gravel pit like right behind my house, and my dad used to own a company that did like snacks and soda and everything like that, vending machines. And he had vending machines at this place, so like it was right behind our house. All you had to do was walk through this cornfield, and then there was a big like gravel pit, and it had like an open like little like small lake, you know what I mean? Also like they're kind of like just from where they had dug out all this stuff, it naturally happened, and there's a lot of fish in there. They would stock it and stuff, and they'd let us fish, so we'd just go back there like every night. I remember the first time I started going back there, I actually got mono in like 8th grade. I had mono.
No way.
So I missed the whole last 2 weeks of 8th grade in middle school, and it was nice. I didn't really feel that bad. I don't know if they mixed my test up with somebody else's, because I never felt that sick. So I would just go out and fish every night with my dad, and it was super cool. Like those are some of the memories that I miss, and like I wish I could fish more, but
yeah, I mean those are pretty special memories.
Yeah,
it's
it's
almost
cool.
like a blessing in disguise,
Yeah.
even if it was a messed up disc.
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, especially just being able to walk back there, and we'd stay out there till like 2 in the morning sometimes. It was
I
cool.
love that. That's cool. All right, last one. If you're lost in a small town, would you rather get involved in the culture of the town or find a way back home?
Find a way back home for sure. I always love going home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss my family and my mom all the time. That was what was nice about last year, was all through COVID, I kind of just left Nashville, and I'd been down here like heavily, like very steadily, like all through 2019 basically. And when that happened, to finally have like a break of like touring and like writing, because nobody was going into rooms and stuff, I just spent a lot of time up there with them, and it was super cool. So I always want to go home for sure.
That's awesome. Have you played Lost in a Small Town for your mom? What was her reaction the first time she heard it?
Yeah, I played it for her. She loves the music. She's super excited about it. I know she wants to hear it on the radio. I'm like, Mom, these things take patience. They take time, so you got to have patience. And I was like, we got a couple more songs. We want to see how they do. And I'm sure, if something takes off and gets going, we'll take those next steps. But she loves it. She's excited for, the new opportunities that are coming and the new music on the way. And it's going to be a cool little ride from here on out. I'm excited to be, heading out of COVID. It kind of seems like it might be coming back. I don't know. But just playing shows and getting music out and kind of getting in the swing of things again has been good.
Well, on that note, what's next? Just to wrap things up.
We got a couple songs already recorded that we did last summer, and we're going to be putting them out kind of, since Lost in a Small Town's already out, every like 6 to 8 weeks kind of thing. We're going to put out another song and kind of see how it does and let it live. And that's what's cool about this time around is, I've always done small projects, little EPs, and they've done good, but I feel like sometimes it takes away from the song's life, and sometimes some songs are never heard or never have the attention I feel like they should have had. So each one this time will have its own little, life to live and see how it does. So I'm excited about that. And then we got a couple shows coming up, playing in Ohio in a couple weeks. I'm doing a hometown show with Granger Smith September 16th, which I'm excited about. The whole family's going to come out. There's a brand new amphitheater up there. And then we're kind of just filling out the dates as the year goes on, and seeing obviously where, the restrictions and everything go. But it's just nice to know that there's stuff ahead.
Yes, it's very hopeful and optimistic and comforting.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming out to our Nashville hotel.
Yeah, it's great.
I appreciate that so much.